Hello, today I'm here to talk to you about the Trecena of Kej. Now, if you watched the last video for the Trecena of Ish, it was up there. That's where that altar was, and these rocks behind my house here. Wilderness place, mountain place, tree place. And all of these things could also very much be applied to the meaning of Kej, because Kej is all about the connection with the wilderness. It's all about connection with nature, the natural world. And I feel very fortunate to live in this beautiful green place, and hopefully feel that that has, for me, a strong connection with the natural world, even though there are many man-made noises going on right now around me. Hopefully they don't pick up too much. So, the Trecena of Kej, what's it all about? Well, I think last time I was talking a little bit about this procession of the Trecenas and seeing kind of like how they run from one into another. And once again, you kind of like see, for me, it's interesting how we have two names in here. Ishbalam, Ishtresena, followed by Kej, Ishbalam Kej, one of the hero twins, immediately being followed in the next Trecena with Hunahpu. And so it's kind of like the names of the hero twins appearing if you count the days by Trecenas, which I think is kind of interesting. I think it's an interesting way that that seems to arrange itself. And so it's almost as if we could see the Ish Trecena and the Kej Trecena being paired in a particular way. Ish is said to be one of the connections with the animals, and of course Kej is very much a connection with the animals and the wild places in which they live. Ish is seen as the guardians of the altars, of the shrines, and of the natural spaces, and Kej is the one who lives in the natural spaces. And so you see these two things working hand in hand, being very much together. Kej is seen as a nawal of strength. It's a strength that we draw from being in these natural places. It's also seen as a sign of leadership. And it's the wisdom for that leadership that comes from spending time in these natural places. And so what might the Kej Trecena bring for us? Well, we're going to begin with one Kej. Now, the one always, like I say, like a seed, like a potential, like a beginning. And Kej, our connection to the natural world. So we could possibly see one Kej as being a great day to be reconnecting with the natural world. Maybe it's not quite such nice weather where you live. Maybe you've been inside a lot. Maybe you've just been in the office a lot, or however it might be. And sometimes when we go out and we go for a hike for the first time, or we go out and do some physical exercise outside for a while, it takes us a little bit to get going, right? We're kind of like, oh yeah, well, it's going to be hard work and all that kind of thing. One Kej is a great day to reinitiate your connection with the wilderness. It's a great day to reinitiate your connection with green spaces, to get out into the woods, to get out into the mountains and see what comes there. Because ultimately, it's that which nourishes us. It's that which we draw our strength from. And in particular, if people carry the Nawal Kej, regular contact with the natural environment can help them bring their energy into balance. And so what we could imagine, or we could see, is that on the day one Kej, this would be a great day if you're feeling a bit out of sorts, if you're feeling a bit out of balance. A good long hike, a good long walk in the woods, some time spent outside in greenery and nature is something which might help to initiate the strengthening of your being, initiate your leadership in one way as well. And so it's a great day to restart, to reinitiate that connection with the wilderness. From one Kej, we're then going into two Anil. And so Anil, the Nawal of seeding, the Nawal of ripening. Now, if you're in the northern hemisphere, chances are you're probably not going to be putting many seeds in on this day. It's the wrong time of the year for that. In the southern hemisphere, I'd imagine that it's exactly the right time for you. But what else can Anil work with? Well, Anil is about developing the other seeds that we have, the seeds which are our ideas, the seeds which are our projects and plans. And the number two, well, it can represent lovers in relationships. So it'd be a great day to put some energy into your relationship to help to bring out maturity and bring out its full abundance, but also into your projects. Now, the two can represent self sacrifice. And, you know, everything requires some energy, everything requires some input, physical, time, however we want to look at it. And so, Anil, for me, is really kind of like saying, look, if you want to bring this thing to its full abundance, to its full ripeness, this is a great day to make a sacrifice of your energy, of your time, in order to reap the benefit later on. You know, it's a real, like, what you're putting in, what you're going to get out multiplied. Okay? So, take some time. Self-sacrifice doesn't always have to be as dramatic as it sounds, but it's also not necessarily easy. And sometimes you kind of like got to push a little bit. So again, we see this kind of like push, right? Okay, yeah, all right, I'll go do it. I know it's going to benefit me later on, so why not? Okay, so after all that effort, maybe it's time to pay some attention to yourself, as it were. And as Three Toch comes in, this brings, for me, quite a different idea or understanding of Toch. Because Toch is all about giving, it's all about service, it's all about looking after people, places, community, things. It's giving back. It's really about giving, making sure that your energy, making sure that your accounts are in balance, as it were, by settling your debts. Now, the number three is the focus on the internal. The number three is somewhere where we're kind of like looking at it and saying, right, okay, I need to look inside for this one. So how much time have you been taking for yourself lately? Now, I don't want this to sound in any way selfish or anything like that, but we can't pour from an empty cup, right? And sometimes we have to give a little bit back for ourselves. We could also be looking inside ourselves to see what more we could give. We could be looking inside ourselves to see how else we might be able to serve our community. And this is also a great focus for Three Toch. From Three Toch, we're then going into four Tz'i. So Tz'i, Nawal of faith and loyalty, of justice, of law. Tz'i, the guide, the authority. And here we see it with the number four, okay, the physical realm. So one way that we could see this is as a day of application of the law within the physical realm. Maybe there is something going on within your village right now that, you know, has some shaky ground or something like that. Well, 4C is the day to get lawyers in, as it were, in order to like represent the law in the physical form. If you have any legal transactions or any legal work to do, then again, 4C is the day on which to do it. It's a day where you can really bring the foundation for it in. It's the foundation for guidance, it's the foundation for faith, and it's the faith in the physical. It might lead to physical demonstrations of faith, physical demonstrations of loyalty. It's like, because, you know, kind of like sometimes we're using our words, sometimes we're using other gestures or something like that, and sometimes we just got to go out there and physically put it out, put it on the ground, but lay it all out in physical, very defined, down to earth ways. And 4C could be a great day to lay out this physical approach of loyalty. From 4C, we're then going into 5 Bats. So, Bats, Creation Day. A day of creativity, a day of the master of the arts, a day to literally get weaving, as some people would say. It's about bringing out the best of your creativity, bringing out the beauty to the world. And the number 5, representing the hand, representing that which does the work, that which puts the energy. Once again, it's about putting our energy into something. But here, when coupled with bats, it's like, okay, put your energy into your creativity. Maybe there's a creative project that you've been working on. Maybe there's something that you've been wanting to do for a while. Whether it's picking up a paintbrush or writing a song or whatever it is. Well, the song ain't going to write itself, right? It's five bats, sorry, is talking about like, okay, go out, put your energy up into it, pick up your guitar or whatever it might be, and do it, because we see bats also being this very conducive energy, the connection, for me, the connection to the divine of our creative essence. And so this is why we can create beautiful things on bats days. But the five is sort of saying, well, yeah, but you got to put your energy into it. You got to put some of your own work into it. And once again, with the five will lead to a 13 in the Mayan cross. And so what we see is the energy that gets put in is multiplied to more than what we could imagine. And so certainly kind of like five bats be a great day to put your energy into your creative projects. From five bats, we're then going into six So the Nawal of the road, of the path. The Nawal of experience. It's all about exploration. It's about going and finding those experiences, taking your path to where it's going to lead. And here with the number six, well, the number six representing, for me, the physical plane connected to the heart of the sky and the heart of the earth, but it also represents family. So it could be about the experiences that you've had in your family life. It could also be about bringing a true sense of stability to your path. So maybe you're not quite sure where you're going or where you're supposed to be going. Maybe you've lost your way a little bit. 6 is a great day to restabilize your path, because it's not just like the 4 where you're working out where you're going physically. There is these elements from above and below coming in. And so it's really about the correct positioning within time and space. And so 6 can be a great day to ask for the clearance of your path, a great day to ask for the stability on your path. And that stability may come through reflecting on experiences within your family. From 6 we then go to 7 So the staff of office. The spinal column. The home. So 7 very much about kind of like choices within the home, because the 7 on top of the pyramid, looking out at all your options. Maybe you're looking at an option of where you're going to call home. Maybe you're on the move. Maybe there are ways and means that you can see around you of bringing more harmony into your home, more harmony into your community. So seeks it out. Seeks to promote it. It's a day on which we ask for those things: harmony in the home, harmony in the community. It's a day on which we give thanks for a roof over our head, for a safe place to sleep. And the 7, as I say, is all about choices. It's saying, right, okay, well, where do you want to call home? How can you bring that harmony to community? What more can you do to bring balance to your family, to bring balance to the place that you call home? From 7 we're then going into 8 Ish. So, Ish, the Nawal of the shrines and the altars. Ish, the prayer giver, the one who makes the offerings, the one who talks with Mother Earth. And the number 8 being the day of ceremony. So the easiest way to see this would be as the ceremonial day of the sacred spaces. This is certainly a day on which I feel that the fires should be lit, as it were. This is a day on which we should be making our offerings at those sacred centers, making sure that they are energized, making sure that they are fed, and making sure that we are doing our bit to do that, because Ish is all about looking after the shrines and the altars. Now, yes, of course, we might go there to clean them, we might go there to tend them, we might go there to make sure that everything is all right with them, but we also go there to feed them. And so it's a great day for ceremony. It's a great day to make your ceremony on behalf of Mother Earth, however that might take its form. It's a great day to give thanks to Mother Earth for everything that she's provided us with. From 8 Ish, we're then going into 9 Tz'ikin. So Tz'ikin, the Nawal of the birds. Tz'ikin, the Nawal of the vision. Now, this is a really interesting one because the number 9 can represent the divine feminine. It can also represent life itself. So if we talk about it representing life, then this is life vision. 9 Tz'ikin. What is your life vision? Where is your life vision leading you? Because 9 Tz'ikin might bring it out rather clearly. It's a great day to ask a How Tz'ikin to give you clarity in your life's vision. It may well be a great day to confer with the women in your life with regards to what they see and how they see things going, because again, it's about the vision of women. And so these things we can see as good exercises to undertake on the 9 Tz'ikin day. From 9 Tz'ikin, we then move into 10 Ajmaq. So Ajmaq is all about forgiveness. Ajmaq is all about accepting ourselves as humans and smiling and getting on with it. It's about forgiving, letting go. And we see the number 10 representing community and agreements. And so maybe there is some forgiveness that you seek from your community. Or maybe it's time to forgive your community. Maybe there's something where you feel like a bit, I don't know, put out by something that's happened in your community. Well, 10 Ajmaq is a great day to make amends. Now, I do look at it from the point of view of not necessarily forgiving and forgetting, because if we forgot, we lost the lesson, right? But it's forgiving and moving on, because at the end of the day, community has to flourish. We're all doing stuff together, we're all living together, and so we have to create this, we have to create these bonds. And so 10 Ajmaq may bring a day where you kind of, what you're doing through your forgiveness is actually creating a stronger bond within the community. From 10 Ajmaq, we're then going into 11 Noch. Now we've got some fairly high numbered and powerful Nawalis coming up, days coming up. So we begin with 11 Noch. So Noch, the Nawal of the mind, the Nawal of the brain, the Nawal of intellect and ideas, and the number 11, highly creative, non-linear. And so the 11 can bring lots of powerful ideas. We might not be entirely sure how they actually fit together, because the 11 is taking us to all sorts of different directions, and it might be a bit of a confusing day. But it would also be a day, kind of like when you come up with the best ideas aren't necessarily from following a linear progression anyway. They're from thinking outside the box. And 11 Noch, I think, would be an absolutely ideal day to be thinking outside the box, to come up with a new solution through going to many different places within your mind that maybe you haven't been for a while. From 11 Noch, we're then going into 12 Tijax. So, Tijax, the Nawal of the obsidian blade, the Nawal of the healer. Tijax, the Nawal of letting go, of freeing, of cutting things free. Tijax, well, 12 Tijax, this is about using your life experiences to cut away anything you don't need to carry anymore. This is about using your life experiences to free yourself, using your life experience to heal. And so 12 Tijax is going to bring that out very strongly. But we have to remember that we're carrying that obsidian blade, and that obsidian blade is extremely sharp. And so with the number 12, this hugely powerful number, we have to be very aware of what we're doing when we're cutting. Now, as I said, the 12 also representing life experience is kind of like, well, okay, maybe we've now earned the experience to use that obsidian blade and to use the discernment of our life experience in order to know exactly where to cut. But I think it's also very important to stay focused on that day, because if we allow our attention to slip while we're using that blade, then we might end up with some unintended consequences. And from 12 Tijax, we're then going into 13 Kawoq. So, a very strong day. The Kawoq energy, creator, Rain, I say creator, the midwife to the creation, the midwife to the new birth. Kawoq, the feminine essence of healing, coming to wash away anything that doesn't fit, wash away that stuff which Tijax has been cutting off. And so when we see it like that, we know that Kawoq energy, the storm energy, is already a very strong energy. And here we have it paired with the number 13, which has its highs and lows. Very high, very low. Okay? And so it could be the great storm, or it could be the great new birth. It could be either, you know? We could see that it's about a certain amount of spiritual midwifery in a way, because we have Kawoq acting as a midwife to help us to birth into our new life. And the number 13 representing the ancestors and spirit. So it's kind of like the midwife with the assistance of spirit, helping to guide us through into our new life. Now, 13 Kawoq, as I said, if the storm is invoked, or if the flood is invoked, could be an extremely stormy day. And so once again, it's kind of like, get yourself prepared for it. You know, kind of like if you see the dark clouds starting to gather and you don't want to get caught in the rain, then it's time to move, right? So just be aware that 13 Kawoq may be a very, very powerful energy, but at the same time, it's birthing something new with the power of spirit. And what it's birthing will be the next Trecena, the Trecena of Hunahpu, which I look forward to seeing you for in 13 days' time. Thank you.